Hi everyone, this is Deanne from Parent Child Mother Goose Sessions, our session number 2 of our Family Goose teaser. I hope you got something out of the first session. I'm always open to questions and feedback, so feel free to contact me or leave me a question or ask for me to give you a call. I have got about 3 songs that we're going to go through today, maybe 3 or 4 depending on time, and we are going to learn some touch songs, and we're going to learn some movement songs and some action storytelling and different things like that. So we always acknowledge the land that we gather on when we come together as a group, but I'm coming to you from Dja Dja Wurrung country. And when I'm in the groups, one of our groups is held on Wurundjeri land and another on Dja Dja Wurrung. And the kids love to join in and practice saying the land that they stand on. So I encourage you to find out what the land is that you are coming from and practice that with your child. But today we're just going to do a little spoken word story really, which is our good morning acknowledgement that we often do in the group, and we also then use it at the end to say goodbye. It just goes like this. Good morning, earth, and good morning, sky. Good morning, bees and the birds that fly. Good morning, trees and flowers too. Good morning to me and good morning to you. So, like I said, it's just sort of a spoken word poem. And there's lots of lovely actions throughout the group. We often use a combination of things to assist language development. One of those is natural gesture. So I taught you finished in the last session. Another one we use a lot in the group is more. So when we sing a song, we will maybe ask the children if they want it again, or they will say they want more, and we encourage them to use the sign. So we use natural gesture and we use keyword sign, and we use both of those to support language development. Keyword sign is something used in schools along with natural gesture to assist children that might have some language processing delay, so that's traditionally natural gesture. And then keyword sign is often related to hearing impairment. So we are going to use a combination of those, and they're just great for everyone because your children can communicate with you way before they can actually communicate verbally. So this is a great way to support children to communicate with you before they can actually speak to you, and that can often help in decreasing their frustration and also decreasing your frustration. So it's a really, it's a lovely thing for everyone, and it's like having an additional language to communicate with others. So let's just do that again. Good morning, earth, and good morning, sky. Good morning, bees and the birds that fly. Good morning, trees and flowers too. Good morning to me and good morning to you. So that's just a lovely little story you can tell your little ones or do with them, or use as a way to greet them in the morning or say good night. And we just change that at the end. Instead of saying good morning, we say goodbye. Yeah. The next song that I'm going to teach you today is a song that we use to practice names. So it's a great song for a child learning some of their first words and names, mum and dad, or their own name. But it's a really great way when we come together in the group to learn other people's names and have a little bit of fun while we're doing it. And of course, this can be used in lots of different spaces when children are verbal and you want to practice new names, new people they might be meeting, or practicing names of family or friends that maybe they haven't met before or haven't seen in a long while. So this is just a little way that we do it. We'll just call it the finger name song, and we just do it using 5 fingers on whichever hand you want, and we just practice their name. It's sort of got a little slippery dip at the end that the children really like. So it goes like this. I will use Kanga's name because he's my little puppy, and if he was if I was doing this as I would suggest you do with your children, having a child facing you with your hand might be a little bit difficult, particularly if they're little. So we can just do it like this. All right, here we go. Kanga, 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 whoops. Kanga, whoops. Kanga, 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 kanga. There you go. So it's really basic, but the kids love it, young and old. So we'll just do that with one more name. We repeat the songs and stories we do in the group for a whole term, and we might add one or two new ones each week, but we usually stay with the same ones, and then in each group we will repeat them 2 or 3 times, depending on whether they're new or whether the children are requesting that we do more. And this is just to lay it down in little brains and big brains alike, because we don't hand out written word sheets at the beginning. The idea is we just practice and practice together until it logs in our brain. And then that just makes it much easier to access under pressure. So sometimes when you might be having a difficult moment with your baby or your child, and you're under pressure, when you're under pressure, it's really hard to recall things that you haven't practiced over and over again. So if you want to be able to draw on a favourite song that we've practiced together, it will be easier if we've actually just done it over and over again in the group, rather than me giving you a word sheet that you can practice it from. It won't be as easy to remember. So let's just do the finger name one again. All right, so I might do Tommy. All right, here we go. Tommy, 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 whoops. Tommy, whoops. Tommy, 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 Tommy. There you go. Nice and simple. Our finger name slippery dip slide song. And yeah, we've used that in our group for 4 years and we still haven't stopped. So that's a great little one to adapt to whatever might be good for you. And still really good pre-verbal, because children get to hear the sounds and they get to see you using your hands and doing movement. The next one that we're going to do today is a touch song, and I mentioned in our last session about eye contact and children having different stimulation levels, and it's the same with touch. So some children love lots of touch, other children like little bits of touch, or somewhere in between, and then there are some children that don't like certain parts of their body touched. We have some songs in our group that are tickle songs. Some children love tickles and some children don't love tickles. So we never force it. If your child doesn't like it on your body, I encourage you to get them to practice it on you if you don't mind. Otherwise, you can just do it on their hands. You can do it on a soft toy. But this one here is something that I think is a good nappy changing song. It's a different version of what I used to sing as a little girl, Baa Baa Black Sheep. But this is called Baa Baa Green Sheep. And it's a great song over time if it becomes a favourite to use to learn different colours. And you'll see why when I sing it to you. So if you haven't heard this before, it's called Baa Baa Green Sheep. It goes like this. Baa Baa Green Sheep, have you any spots? Yes, friend, I've got lots. Some on my fingers and some on my toes, and one little green spot that lives on my nose. There you go. Do that again. Pardon me. Baa Baa Green Sheep, have you any spots? Yes, friend, I've got lots. Some on my fingers and some on my toes, and one little green spot that lives on my nose. There you go. That's Baa Baa Green Sheep. And it's pretty easy to see how you could change that to multiple colours as children learn colours. If they really like that song, you could use that to practice colours together and have a bit of a tickle and a touch if that's what your child likes. So yeah, and like I said, just each child is completely different in terms of touch, and you will know your child best. If you see them withdrawing, that maybe means they're just a bit overstimulated. But of course, if it's something that worries you, just give me a call. I'm happy to have a chat. But most times a child will give you a clear indication that they want more or they want less. So there you go. Now, our last and final song that we are going to do today is a bounce song. And this is a great little song to do as a lap bounce. I don't remember if you remember lap bounces as a little child, but I remember loving lap bounces. And certain relatives gave certain lap bounces really, really good. My Uncle Les, I remember, was very, very good at it. And so was my dad. So, but this is a really nice one because it can be done on the lap, but it also can be done on the move. So if you're out in the pram or you're out in the car or your child is learning to ride a bike, this is a really great one to adapt to whatever is happening. So I will start with Little Red Wagon, but I might do 3 verses. I might do Little Red Wagon, Little Black Pram, and Little Green Bicycle. So, and I've just shown you those 3, and obviously you can adapt it and change the colours so that they suit whatever is happening, or you might just want to do it on the lap. So, like I've already mentioned, if you're doing it at home and it's on your lap, I encourage you to turn your bub around and do it like this. In the group, of course, they all sticky beak at each other, but I'll leave Kanga like this so I can show you how I would do it on the lap. And if we're in the pram or something like that, this is the way we'd be facing anyway. So here we go. Bouncing up and down in my little red wagon, bouncing up and down in my little red wagon, bouncing up and down in my little red wagon, won't you be my friend? Bouncing up and down in my little black pram, bouncing up and down in my little black pram, bouncing up and down in my little black pram, won't you be my friend? And finally, bouncing up and down on my little green bicycle, bouncing up and down on my little green bicycle, bouncing up and down on my little green bicycle, won't you be my friend? There you go. So I just did a very gentle bounce there as you would with a little baby, but in the group when we have older children, sometimes they like to go for really big bounces. So I'll teach you a few different bounce lap songs along the way, but I thought that was a really good one for either at home on the lap or out and about in the pram or the car or on a bicycle or whatever it might be. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the few little ones I've introduced you to today, and we will do more in the future. But for now, we say goodbye. We have finished session 2, and we hope to see you again very soon. Bye-bye.